morning, everybody. It is about 6 a.m. here in Chicago. A little bit of a windy day, but an absolutely beautiful morning. It's that time of year, that rare time of year where the temperatures are nice and warm, but it's not that humid yet. We get about a week of this in the spring and a week of it in the fall, right before the winter. So definitely loving the weather today. Today, I'm gonna try and take the Pegasus 38 out for another run. Let's see how it does. Turning around about 5K into the run today, going for a nice and easy run for a couple of reasons. The main reason being, we got a marathon this weekend. It's not an A race, not even really a B race. I'm using it as a workout, getting ready for a 50K I have in, I guess, 2.5 weeks from now. So that one is just gonna be a nice and easy run, trying to get some time on feet. But I'm gonna have a lot of mileage this week. Probably a little bit more than I want for 3 weeks away from a 50K race. So today's run's gonna be a little bit shorter than the usual. The other reason, more pertinent for today, to keep this run a little bit shorter than usual, is that with the Peg 38, the first run I did about 10 miles. I felt like after the 5 mile mark, that's when the shoes started to bother me. So I enjoyed it up to the 5 mile mark. So I'm gonna try and see if I can kind of set this shoe up for success, see how it fares under kind of like optimal conditions, although I'm still in a high mileage week, my feet are still a bit tired, all that kind of stuff. But as far as other factors that I can control, hopefully we'll have a good run today. All right, I'm about 5 miles into the run here. I finally got onto some softer surfaces, which feels a little bit nicer. But the whole point of trying to like set the shoe up success is to see kind of like what's the best possible result that I could get out of the shoe. And then based on that, I'll decide if I need to get perhaps just like an off-the-shelf version of the Peg 38. I did do a custom version, and there's been some chatter online from people like Ed Bud that say maybe those Nike By You versions don't have quite the quality control that the regular versions have. So something that I'll be thinking about. The other things that I've tried to do though, to try and maximize success is, one, I thought about heel drop, like the day before heel drop. People like Jordan Thomas were telling me that they can't like go from a low heel drop to a high heel drop shoe. And I normally don't have that problem, but you know, I thought it was worth kind of investigating. But then I thought, even though yesterday I ran in the Cliftons, which are a 5mm drop, I did spend other parts of the day in the Ultra Boost, which is a 10mm drop shoe, same as the Peg 38. So I'm not sure that that's going to be it in explaining what I am or am not feeling today. The other things that I have considered is that in the days between running in the Peg 38 the first time and today, I also did a long threshold workout in the Endorphin Pro, 13 miles total, 6 by 6 minutes at threshold pace with 1 minute rest. Feet felt fantastic, absolutely great. And then the following day, I ran yesterday in the Clifton 8s, and feet felt great there too. So I don't think it's something going on with just my feet, although I do think there's something going on with my feet. I just don't think that's like the entire story, because in other shoes I'm not feeling problems, but in these, I am. And I'll say that for today, I probably did start feeling issues probably as early as like 2 miles. I started feeling a little bit hot underfoot, and that by the time I turned around and talked to you guys earlier, the 3 mile mark, that had already turned into like, oh, I'm feeling it again. Now the last thing that I've also considered is, you know, I'm putting these shoes on, seeing if I can feel something, and I feel like that's one of those things where kind of like a placebo effect is, if you're looking to see if something's going to happen, you're probably going to find that it's going to happen, kind of thing. So I considered that, but considering that I've been feeling it consistently and progressively since it started about 3 miles ago, I think it's definitely the shoes. So I didn't want to have to go out and buy another pair of Pike 38s, but I think that's what we're going to do, and that's what we'll do next for the testing. And hopefully that one will be better, because when the shoe kind of doesn't bother me, I think it feels great. The last thing that I did was I also tried switching up my stride a little bit. And I've been running also in the Invincible this year. And that's a shoe that didn't love it when I ran kind of in my natural foot strike, which is a bit more of a forefoot strike. It really wanted me to land very squarely, kind of in as much like square footage of the midsole and outsole as possible. Kind of like very flat, not landing on my toes, but landing flat. And so I thought maybe if I do that with the Pike 38s, that's what it's wanting. And I think that helps a little bit, but it doesn't solve the problem. And I just don't always love running like that, especially in a shoe like the Pike 38, which I think is built for going a little bit faster. So I think at this point, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna order another pair of Pike 38s. I'll order an off the shelf pair and see how that goes. Because what I'm hoping is when I do that, I'll get the good feeling that I feel when this shoe isn't bothering me, but for the entire run. Because if that can happen, then we've got a pretty good shoe on our hands. But we'll see. Hit that subscribe button so you can see that test when that becomes available. That's all I got for today, everybody. Thanks so much for making it all the way to the end of the video. Hopefully you guys are staying safe out there on your runs. See you in the next one.
Yo, what's going on?